Hi, welcome to Flow with Chloe, where I have made us a special Infinity Loop 8 class. It's the 8th of 8th. Some call it the Lion's Gate. It's more of a numerology thing than an astrology thing, although the astrology around now with Jupiter in Leo and the Sun in Leo and Saturn trining the Sun in Leo and lots of other things does make it just a fabulously great time to manifest. Remember, we are the magical portal. We are at the centre of our own 8 and our own destiny. Anyway, I just thought that the theme was quite fun. And so we are going to celebrate 8th of the 8th, some fun arm balances, like a tangle on each side, obviously, because then it's 8. I also did a tarot reading, which I am going to link in the description box if you want to find it, that really goes into this kind of energy of being in your own personal power, manifesting, creating your own kingdom and rulership. Leading with authenticity, which is oh so Leo. So here is the class. Hi, welcome to Flow with Chloe, where we're going to celebrate the 8 of the 8th energy. I'm going to start with a super shiny shimmy. As always, I'm going to go for another one. Don't think that's quite enough. There we go. Shimmy round 2. So we're going to invite a load of that Leo energy and celebrate the infinity day of the 8th of the 8th. So we're going to first come down onto your mat. We're going to roll down onto our backs. Roll on down there. Lift the knees up, take them into your hands and make some hip circles. Draw in little circles with the knees round one direction, then go in the opposite direction. Lovely. Take the arms out into a T-pose. Shoot those little feet up towards the sky. Have a lovely ankle roll while you're here. Twiddly twiddly of the tootsies. I'm going to draw circles with those feet. So imagining you're drawing each side of the circle, top and bottom, interchanging the feet, sort of crossing the legs at the top. And then when you've crossed your legs, see if you can wrap your knee and maybe your ankle around one another here. Now take your hands, give yourself a hug, squeeze, fall in love. Take the backs of the hands together and then see if you can wrap the wrists and the arms around one another, finding your reclined eagle pose. And we're going to bring the knees together and crunch on exhalation. Exhalation, straighten out. Exhale, crunch. I'm going to do a few of those at your own pace. Lovely. Unwind the arms, unwind the legs. And we're going to do that crisscrossing again. And then we'll wrap them the opposite way. Give yourself a hug on the opposite side. And interlace those limbs again. And then bring knees and elbows together, crunching, lengthening, strengthening in your eagle pose, reclined. Building some fire in the belly. Lovely. And wind the arms. Keep your legs slightly crossed, just the knees crossed. And we're going to twist to the side. Coming into this sort of cross leg supine twist. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. Look down the opposite arm at the fingers. Push both palms into the ground. Cross the legs the other way. And find that little cross leg twist on the other side. Then look down the arms. Lovely. And we're going to roll over onto our fronts and pull up with our chest, bringing that chest through the gap in those forearms that are planted, fingers outstretched. Engage the glutes in your sphinx. Lower the chest down. Now, taking those hands back behind and squeezing the shoulder blades together as you push the feet into the ground and lower. Inhale, we're going to do 3 more. Lift and squeeze the shoulder blades together and lower. Lift and squeeze those elbows behind you and lower. 1 more. Big inhalation and hold. Exhale and lower. Lovely. Now, take an arm behind you. Face the back of the hand down to the ground. Take the other hand just beneath the shoulder and roll onto your side. Bend the knee and send it behind that extended leg. In your broken wing, you can stay here or take another hand behind you and puff the chest here in your broken wing. Trying to keep the neck relaxed here. And roll over. We're going to take that on the other side. When you're ready, find those interlaced fingers. Try and keep the relaxed neck here. And roll and lower, down and round. Now we're going to pull up. Slight bend in the elbows, pushing those arms a little straighter into your cobra. Engage the glutes here. Now kick a butt with a flexed foot. And look behind over your shoulder at that foot. And the other one. I'm just going to take it in turns, twisting and kicking the butt with each foot as we look at the foot. Lovely. Now bring the toes both together and really puff the chest and look up, engaging the glutes in a little baby cobra here. Lovely. And we're going to roll all the way around and just sit in our stuff pose momentarily. Slide. Lower down onto the elbows and puff the chest here and look up, point the toes in your fish pose. Some of you may want to also go a little lower and bring the head down to the mat here, puffing that chest. And power back up into your staff pose. Walk the hands slightly behind the sit bones. Walk a foot in, bending a knee, and the other. Grip through those fingers, which are pointing towards your feet, and then push the hips up into your reverse table pose. Swing them back, pushing back up. kind of thrusting our hips up. Lovely. Now bring one foot towards the pelvis, bending a knee, and pick the other foot up, also bending a knee. Bring that knee as far as you can towards your shoulder, and then just cradle that leg and swing it from side to side or rock it. Opening that hip here in your rock the baby. Lovely. Now pop that foot on top of the opposite knee, planting that foot on the ground. So one foot on the knee, one foot on the ground. Flex the foot in this figure four shape, and then we're going to sway to the rhythm of the hips from side to side, bringing the knee and the foot down towards the ground. Lovely. And invite the knee and foot all the way down to the ground, keeping one hand behind the sit bones. Sweep the other arm up to the sky, bend the elbow, latch it on to the back of the knee. High, roll those behind you. Keeping the foot on the knee, plant that foot back to centre. And then we're going to push into that tabletop again. One-legged table, reverse table. Lovely. Lower the foot, bring it to the pelvis. I'm going to pick up the opposite foot and rock the baby with it. Pop it on top of the opposite knee and rock those hips. Sway to the rhythm of the hips from side to side. Lovely, and bring the foot all the way down to the ground. Inhale and lift the arm, bend it, latch it on, look at the people behind and wave. Not that there's anyone behind me, but you know. Keep the foot on the leg, and then push up into that one-legged reverse table. And lower. Lovely. Now, bring the soles of the feet to meet, and just sort of open them like they're a book, like your feet are the pages of a book that you're trying to read. Read your soul. I'm going to bounce the knees up and down. These little butterfly wing flaps. It is the season for butterflies. Here comes one now. Summoning the butterfly. Did you see that? I just summoned the butterfly. I can believe that if I want to. Yeah, lovely creatures of transformation. Always pop out in the summer. Let us all transform through the solar power. So Leo. Vitality and transformation. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Bring one foot towards the pelvis and just allow the other to cross in front of you. Bring the hands to the shoulders. Swim the elbows together. Allow them to touch. Inhale as you raise them up. Separate them. Look up. Shine the heart. Exhale. Do that again. Rounding the shoulders. Then opening the chest at the top. You can stick your tongue out at the top if you like as well. Bit of a lion's breath. And fly the arms out straight. Open the palms out to the sky. Now, make little fists and do strongman arms. Curl the fists right down towards your biceps. Strongman arms, think strong thoughts. Leo is powerful. Hold down strong and breathe. Okay, let's straighten the arms, flick the fingers open as we exhale. Inhale, bicep curl. Exhale, straighten the fingers open. You can stick your tongue out here if you like. Lovely. Having a little shoulder roll. Have a little wrist roll. So make loose fists. Roll your wrists around. You can bring the backs hands together and do some disco wrists. Like that. Lovely. And we're going to come onto our knees, little kneeling position. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm just going to take those fists again, forearms bent in front of you, and start to flick the fingers quite aggressively, as if you are a lion retracting their claws. And do lion tongue stuff there as well if you like. Invoke the lion power. It's all good fun. We're firing up those forearms, firing up those fingers. You should start to feel some heat running up through those wrists, those forearms, those fingers. Lovely. And bring the fingers down. You might be feeling some tingling there. It's all normal. Give them a wiggle. Now come on to your hands and knees. I'm just going to do a bit of a cat-cow. Inhale and look up, arching that spine. Exhale, push the ground away, rounding that spine. Lovely, maybe some hop head rolls there, some hip rolls. Lovely. And now we're just going to roll the shoulders over past the wrists, really gripping through those fingers, just making some circles with the body up and round and past the wrists and back down to the hips. I'm going to take them out to the sides of the mat and do the same. Really working into these wrists as we're going to have some arm balances. Turn the other way and pull back. So fingers facing back towards your knees now. See if you can walk the hands all the way into reverse, facing towards the knees in the other direction, so the eyes of your elbows are looking forward. Lovely. Now bring the toes together, knees apart. Slot those hands underneath the knees. Curl, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale and then exhale, stick the tongue out and roll like a lion. Lovely bit of lion's breath there. Okay, come onto your hands and knees and lunge forward. Nice long lunge here, and really shine that heart out at the top. Get a nice stretch through that hip flexor. Now, pull back and slide the knee, slide the heel further towards the knee that you are holding yourself up on. Position your hands somewhere about where the knee of the straightened leg is, and then see if you can engage the core and lift the foot up off the ground. Leggy lifty. Lovely. And I'm going to take that on the other side. Come forward into your lunge. Shine that little part out the front. Nice stretch of that hip flex at the front. Lovely. Straighten that leg. Maybe do some little ankle rolls, foot wags here as well. Whatever you want to lengthen that hamstring. Then come into those little hiccups. Doesn't matter if your foot doesn't come very far up off the mat, and slide it all back. Curl the toes under, point the tailbone right to the sky, slide the hands forward, lowering the chin and the chest. Maybe just bringing the forehead to the mat, or hovering as far as is comfortable. Melting that heart down to the ground, grounding that heart chakra. Lovely. Come on to the forearms and pull through a little into that Sphinx again. Lovely. Lower the head down, slide the hands behind you, under the shoulders, lift the hips and sink them down over your feet. Bring your head to the mat in your extended child's pose. Curl the toes under, straighten the legs, push through the palms up into your downward facing dog. Now bring each foot down to the mat, bending and straightening the legs. You can also look under each opposite armpit as you do this. Lovely. Now take one foot and come up onto the ball of the foot, so raising that heel up, and see if you can grapple the gap between your big toe and second toe around the back of your Achilles tendon. And drive that foot down towards the mat here. Lovely. And swap sides, come up onto the ball of the foot, grapple your foot up into the back of it, pull it down. Lovely. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a bend in the knees. Start to bounce, build some power, and then we're going to pounce forward like a lion. Separate the feet out about hip distance apart. Grab hold of opposite elbows. And we're going to sway to the rhythm of the hips again. Bending and straightening each leg. Allowing the head and the torso to rock from side to side in this fold. Lovely little ragdoll. Heel toe feet together. And come into a deep forward fold. Now come all the way to standing in Shavasana. Tadasana. Okay, sweep the arms up. Find a look at the top. Push the hips forward, engage the glutes, take those hands overhead into the back bend, and come back to center. Bring the hands to calves. And cross one leg behind the other. Now take a deep forward fold. From here, lovely. Step back again, so the other leg is behind. Cross leg deep forward fold here. Lovely. Bring the hands to the mat. Step back with one foot, then the other. Coming into the Palakasana. Really engage the core here. Grow through the fingers. Bend the elbows into Chaturanga, lower down. Come up into your up facing dog. And push back into your down dog. Ripple forward again. Come through that again. Back into your down dog. Bring the forearms down to the mat and interlace the fingers here. Coming into your dolphin, engage the core. I'm going to shift the weight forward and tap the nose on the thumbs. Pushing back and forth here. In your dolphin push-up. This time kick a leg up, bend the knee and try and tap it onto the tricep. One more that side. Back to your dolphin. Kick the other leg up. And we're going to do that on the other side. Lovely. Lower the knees. Come down into your child's pose. Extend the arms out. Bend the elbows. And pull your hands into a prayer behind the head. Really stretching out those triceps. Lovely. Now push through the palms, through the feet, back up into your down facing dog. Bend the knees, palms forward again. Separate the feet apart a little here, about hip distance. Plant the palms, bend your knees, and come up onto the balls of the feet here. See if you can bring those those knees as close to the armpits as possible. As you bend the elbows and lift the knees onto the triceps. See if you can lift one foot, then the other, gripping through the fingers here in your crow pose. You can either slowly lower one foot down at a time or jump back into your chaturanga and push up into your up dog or meet in your child's pose. Have a little breather. Walk the hands over to one side, look under the armpit. And the other way, look under the other armpit. Fabulous. Come on to the sit bones and swing those feet out in front of you. Bend the knees, hover the arms. You might also want to just hug the knees in towards your chest here as you raise the foot into your boat position. And then take the hands away and see if you can balance it. If you can, now cross the legs and squeeze them together here. Lovely, come back to your boat. And see if you can cross your legs and squeeze them together. You can be putting the feet down in between. Going to straighten the legs here, cross them, squeeze them together. And the other way. Now we're going to push and straighten out and engage the core. Bend the knees and come back up. In your little boat push-ups. And lower. Cross the ankles. And come up onto your knees. Have a little spine roll here. Seated cat-cow. Bring chin to chest as you round. Inhale, look up. Arch that spine. Inhale, bring these chin to chest. Exhale, open that heart out. Lovely. Curl the toes under. Find your little love gun. And we're going to push the hips up and bash them on our backs of our hands as we pull the hands towards the hips like so. And then we're going to stop at the top. See if you can reach behind towards your ankle with one arm and sweep the other arm up, pushing those hips forward and that chest open in your one-armed camel. Lower, switch the hands to the other heel of the foot and raise the other arm and lower and dance through your camel. You can stay dancing in your camel, or you can push further through the hips, rotate the arm all the way down to the opposite ankle. So holding onto both ankles here in your camel, you can stay here, or go deeper by flattening those feet down. If you want to come out, you can push your way back to neutral here, or take the hands to heart center and rise up. Then lower. Lovely. Open those knees wide. Lower the chest and the head down to the mat in your extended child's pose. Again, having a little break. Okay, slide those hands back below the shoulders, curl those toes under, push and step back into your downward facing dog. Ripple forward into your Awaken. Chaturanga. Up dog. Back to your down dog. This time ripple forward again, just into your plank. Now we're going to send it into a side plank. So roll over. Push yourself up through that arm, stack your feet on top of one another or cross them in front. See if you can also bend a leg here and send it behind. Then push up and rotate those hips to the sky. Hand goes overhead. Wild thing. Look down at the ground. Rotate that pelvis back to Palakasana and hold. Then take it on the other side. So rotate the other way. Bend the knee, push up through that foot, rotate the hips up to the sky, hand overhead, look down at the mat, rotate that pelvis back round, stepping back into your Palakasana. Lovely. Lower Chaturanga. Up dog. Cross your ankles, straighten the legs out in front, coming into your staff pose. Lovely. Bend the knee and send it over the opposite leg. So another crossy leggy position, coming into your Lord of half Lord of Fish. So an arm behind you. Take the other arm up, bend the elbow, twist and look over the shoulder. Flex the foot of the extended leg. Lovely. Pick up that foot. I'm going to rock the baby here in with our extended leg. Lovely. Now see if you can get that foot right up near your shoulder and wrap it onto the top of the arm. Really squeeze the arm onto that leg. Place the palms just in front of, for me, the sit bones. You might have to play around with this. And then push up, engage the core, really extend your leg in your elephant trunk pose. Lovely. See, it's like an ear and a trunk. And lower it down. Roll those ankles out. Maybe just bend that leg that you were just really engaging furiously into a trunk. Just stretch that leg out a little. Lovely. Now we're going to take that leg over the other side. Swim an arm behind you. Look over the shoulder. Lift the arm to the sky. Bend. Latch it onto the back of the knee. Lovely. Keep that leg extended. Pick the other foot up. Find a little rock the baby here again. You can stay here if elephant trunk was not for you as it turned out. But do try and keep both sides even by attempting things on both sides. Latch that arm on, push through the hands, elephant's trunk. Lovely. And bend that leg, give it a little rub, just in case you're getting any cramping there. Just straightening it out, lengthening that muscle again. Lovely. Just have a little rest in your staff pose. Maybe do some little wood chops down those thighs as well. They're working hard today, are those thighs? Thigh master time. Okay. I'm going to bend both our little knees and then take an arm and slot it through the legs. Yoink. And grip onto the top of the arm. So sort of sandwiching with thigh mastering our arm with our thighs. I'm going to wrap the ankles together. Shift the hips back a little and plant the palms. Start to lift the hips up and extend the legs and really squeeze, 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 squeeze onto that arm. Finding your 8th angle. Woo! Swivel the opposite direction, cross the opposite ankle over the top, slot your other arm under, thigh master it from the other side on the other arm. Really wrapping those ankles together, really squeezing through those legs, and lift and straighten the legs and sandwich that arm further in your 8th angle. Lovely. Making the infinity portal of 8, 8 through 8 angle pose. That's the idea behind it anyway. Okay, we're going to straighten those legs out by taking the fingers round the toes, peace fingers, snippy snippy or scissors. Straighten those legs out, balancing in your Natvajasana. And lower down. Wrap across the ankles, sorry, don't say wrapping today. And we're just going to fire a hand out, bend the wrist as if you're asking someone to kiss your hand. Kiss the royal hand and then pull the fingers back towards the elbow. Just really straightening these wrists out after lots of this direction on them. Fling the other hand out, kiss the royal hand. It is Leo season after all, and Leo is oh so royal. And just massage through the hand as well as you pull those fingers back towards the elbow. Lovely. Now swim both hands behind, interlace those fingers, puff the chest a little. Maybe you can bring the hands down to the ground, maybe you're just hovering here. Lovely. Straighten those legs out, bend them, shift the hips forward, roll all the way down onto the ground, and to get a nice stretch again through the fronts of these legs after all that thigh mastering. We're going to take a bridge pose. You can either grab hold of the ankles if you can reach them, or push through the palms into the ground here, or interlace the fingers beneath the hips, and then on a big inhalation, wherever your hand placement is, thrust those hips up, making sure the legs are about hip distance and parallel, feet facing forward. And hold. Lovely. Now see if you can walk one foot behind, followed by the other, and sort of nestle your hips in between your heels here. Send the arms overhead in your hero pose. Nice deep stretch of those thighs in the opposite direction. Lovely. Wriggle yourself out of that one by pushing into the floor through the feet and rotating the legs around. Take the feet to the sky. Find your peace fingers, wrap around your big toes, or grab the blade edge of the foot. Keep that tailbone pinned to the ground, and then bring the knees down towards the shoulders. Keeping the shoulders on the mat, and just rock from side to side in your happy baby. Lovely. And allow those knees to fall apart, and take the arms up overhead, holding onto opposite elbows here. And just open out like a little butterfly. Just let everything open back out after all that squeezing together. Fabulous. You can stay here or straighten into your final Shavasana. You can stay here for as long as you would like. I am going to roll onto my side. And say thank you for joining me in this 8 of the 8 class, weaving our own infinity of mastery. Shining it out, bold and bright and proud, Leo style. Rah. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. Thank you for watching through with Chloe. Extra shimmy for those that stayed.